Have you encountered the situation where two pieces of code just wouldn't speak the same language? Today we'll explore the adapter pattern, a solution to bridge this communication gap. Hi, my name is Gene and welcome to Do Some Dev. Get ready to dive into these key areas. We'll start by exploring the core principles of the adapter pattern. After that, we're armed with our newfound knowledge of the fundamentals. So let's put the adapter into action with a Java example. To truly master the adapter pattern, let's see it in action in Python as well. The adapter pattern is one of the so-called structural patterns. This pattern is particularly well suited to make incompatible things work together by creating a bridge between them. Imagine you're from France and you're used to greeting people by giving them a kiss on the cheek. All fine with that, but now you pack your things and head over to England for a trip where this is not customary. Trying to kiss people when meeting them might end up creating an awkward situation for everybody. The adapter pattern acts like a translator for the scenario. You, as the traveler, are the program to interact with people from different backgrounds. The adapter could be a friend who explains the appropriate greeting for each culture. With this knowledge, you can smoothly interact with everyone, giving kisses in France and a handshake in England. By addressing these challenges, the adapter pattern promotes loose coupling, flexibility, maintainability, and increased reusability. From the technical point of view, real-world examples could be working with third-party libraries, database adapters, legacy code integration, and file format adapters. Let's quickly take a look at the pattern structure. The first thing we have is the adaptee. The adaptee is the existing interface or class that needs to be integrated into the system but has a structure that is not compatible with the client code. Then we have the target that the client code expects to interact with. Operations and behaviors that the client code can use are defined here. The client code can interact with the target without the need to know about the underlying implementations. The adapter is the part that bridges the gap between the target and the adaptee. It allows the adaptee structure to seamlessly work with the client code by adapting it to match the expected definitions of the target. In other words, the adapter acts as a mediator between the client code and the adaptee. Okay, let's take a look at the Java example. The first thing that we build is the adaptee class. Within this class we create a method that we call specific request. And to give this method a purpose, let's print out a text, adaptee's specific request. The next thing we want to define is the target interface. Here we define ourselves a request method that returns void. Now there are two ways to implement the adapter. One is the class adapter and the other one is the object adapter. To show you what the difference is, let's start with the class adapter. So here we have the class that we call class adapter. It extends the adaptee and implements the target. This means that we have the functionality of the adaptee and that we define the method structure of the target. Our target interface brings us to implement the request method. So let's implement this method and make a call to a specific request from the adaptee class. What we now guarantee is that we can use this class adapter as a target, but in reality we execute stuff from the adaptee class. Now let's take a look at the object adapter. Here we create ourselves an object adapter class, implementing the target interface. As for the adaptee functionality, we create ourselves a local variable adaptee for it. This local adaptee variable will be filled by a parameter that will be given to our constructor, getting the adaptee as a parameter and saving it locally into our adaptee variable. As we implement the target interface, we also need to implement the request method. And within this method, we execute the specific request method from the adaptee class. Now let's create ourselves a main class with the main method to put it all together. Starting by the greeting message adapter pattern in Java. And then we make use of the class adapter by creating a variable class adapter of type target, in which we put a new instance of class adapter, and then we execute the target's request method. Doing the same with the object adapter looks a bit different. Here we start by creating a new instance of the adaptee class and saving it into the adaptee variable, which we then provide as a parameter for the new instance of the object adapter, which we save in the variable object adapter of type target. And after that, just like with the class adapter, the object adapter executes the request method. And that's it for the main class. Now let's quickly create a manifest.txt, a Windows script for building the application. And if you build this application on Mac or Linux, you use the bash file instead. Then we also need to run the application, and for that we create ourselves a run.cmd for Windows and the run for Mac and Linux. Now let's build and run the application. And let's take the main.java as a reference for the terminal output. As we see in the terminal output, we have two lines with the output adaptees specific request. Once this was executed by the class adapter example, and once it was executed by the object adapter example. Alright, let's build an example in Python. The first thing we build here is the adaptee class. Here we define ourselves a specific request method, which prints the text to the terminal adaptees specific request. Then we create ourselves a target class. Because this is an interface, we use Python's ABC class, and then we define ourselves a request method and just enter pass. Now we're ready for the class adapter example. First we import the adaptee and the target, and then we create ourselves the class adapter class, in which we provide the adaptee and the target classes. Because of the target, we implement ourselves a request method, in which we execute the adaptee's specific request method. Next we create ourselves an object adapter example, starting by importing target and adaptee, and then we create ourselves an object adapter class, in which we provide target. Here we create ourselves an init method, which takes an adaptee as a parameter and saves it locally. Because of the target, we implement ourselves a request method, in which we execute the adaptee specific request method. Now we are ready to create the main method, starting by a greeting message, adapter pattern in Python, and then we create ourselves a new instance of the class adapter and execute the target's request method. After that, we create ourselves a new instance of the adaptee, which we provide as a parameter for the new object adapter instance, and then we execute the target's request method. Last but not least, we tell Python to execute the main method. For running this application, we create ourselves a run.cmd for Windows and a run file for Mac and Linux. And now let's run the application and take the main method as a reference for the terminal output. In the terminal output, we see the two lines adaptee specific request, which are the result of the class adapter and the object adapter. Alright, we've conquered the adapter pattern in Java and Python. Have you used it before? What was your biggest hurdle, if any? Share your experiences and learnings in the comments below. Full walkthroughs and downloadable code are available on my website and on GitHub. Links in the description of this video. I'm thrilled you're here for a visual breakdown though. Got any mind-bending questions about the adapter pattern? Or do you have some killer ideas for future coding explorations? Let me know about it. Alright everybody, that's all we have for today on the adapter pattern. Remember, when it comes to greetings and your adapter friend is nowhere to be found, maybe just stick to handshakes. See you in the next video.